Hello and welcome to another video from the fanpub.com. I've got Sean with me again.
Looking forward to this one, Al. This should be good.
Okay, what we're doing, we're pretending we're in a PPR draft. 12 team. So we're going to pick one player to target from each round.
Yeah.
We're going to start with round one.
Okay.
Mine's obvious. It's David Johnson. If you can pick him.
Yeah, I've done exactly the same. I mean, I'm not. This is the perfect PPR player. Obviously, you need a lot of luck to get David Johnson, but we have seen in drafts this year he has slipped as low as 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So not a lot of room for manoeuvre. But as Al quite rightly says, if you can get him, a man who wants to get 1,000 yards receiving and 1,000 yards rushing and is more than capable of doing that, nearly did it last year, is the kind of PPR monster you want on any team, isn't it? He can give you a chance to win it just by having him.
Well, what we've done is we've actually made our own list. We don't know each other's list, but obviously David Johnson's on everyone's list.
I'm surprised that we didn't both. I mean, I'm glad we both picked him. So I'd be more interested in your second round pick. Mine's a bit more risky here. So.
Yeah, mine, Rob Gronkowski.
So have I got Rob Gronkowski in round 2.
Really?
Yes, I have. His current ADP is 21. I've picked him because I believe New England, as you know from some of the stuff we've discussed, are on for a golden year. This is the perfect year. And actually, all the stars have not only been aligning, they're screaming it now. So we've seen Buffalo tanking, Jets are already in tank mode, Miami have lost their starting quarterback. Everything bodes well for their season in their division. Obviously, they always do well, but this just screams of points, high volumes of points. And I believe Rob Gronkowski is in that kind of moment golden period where he can catch an awful lot of balls and touchdowns. And at the tight end position, there's only one elite one, and it's him.
And if you think you can build a solid team around him, then you can take him here, and he would go well with David Johnson, wouldn't he? I mean, lots of catches and on a high-powered offense. What's not to like? Okay, round 3.
It gets more complicated for me here at round 3. I've gone a different route. I was tempted. I'm a sneaky little peek at your list, but I was tempted with your. I won't say what you've chosen. I was tempted by him, but I decided to go exactly the same route again. I'm going after more New England here. I've decided to take Brandon Cooks. My reasoning is, people have been kind of saying he's a bit of a big play player only, like he's boom or bust. But I think what they haven't realised or may not have noticed is there's this tremendous chemistry already with Tom Brady. I'm already very excited about this personally, and I do see very good things.
But do you think he'll make
a
lot of catches?
Yes, I do. I'm actually predicting that Brandon Cooks this year, one of my big predictions, goes over 100 catches comfortably for this season. Okay,
I thought my pick was risky.
So for PPR, that obviously puts him in the upper echelon of PPR players, and I think he'll surprise people at how high he will climb in PPR for next year, because he's a really good fit for their offense in lots of ways, and he'll get touchdowns.
Okay, so my third round player, I've gone. This is an all-in type draft.
Yeah,
this is go for it.
Yeah,
I've gone for Ezekiel Elliott at 28.
I love that. I do.
He's ADP's 28. We don't know. Maybe he'll get his ban reduced.
I absolutely love that pick. I was thinking about it. I suppose I talked myself out of the risk, and I went more with what I'm thinking.
There's no playing for second place here. You've got to play to win. I mean, Ezekiel Elliott, if you've got him, you make the player, so he's in your team.
You're laughing.
With David Johnson.
Yeah, you're laughing.
Would you want to play that team?
No,
I wouldn't.
No, you're absolutely right. You make a very good compulsive argument, and I would struggle to argue against you on that. And it is a very, very good pick. And actually, the ban may be a lot less than 6, so we're still waiting to see what that actually is.
I mean, obviously there's risk.
I like the all-in, and it's a good pick.
You might. There's no prize. There might be a prize coming second.
There might
be.
You want
to win.
But you want a big prize.
Yeah, go for it. Go for
it. Yeah, absolutely. This should be
David Johnson, Ezekiel Elliott, Rob Gronkowski in the playoffs. You'd be laughing.
There's not much not to like with that PPR team. I like your thoughts.
Round 4, I've gone for Larry Fitzgerald.
Yes, so have I. At 39 on the ADP charts.
Always has a lot of catches.
I can't.
Clear number 1 on the team.
Yeah, I'm
very
excited.
safe and steady.
Yeah, I'm excited by him again this year. I mean, he just seems to be the only healthy option. He just seems that he's going to deliver his 85 plus catches.
Well, it's going to be 90
plus catches or whatever it'll end up being. It's going to be good. Perfect for PPR. There will be some sprinkling of nice touchdowns in there. And to consider that he might be your 4th player, that's very good. I'll
take him every day of the week. So is he your choice as well?
Yeah, Larry Fitz, number.
Okay, do you want to tell us your number 5?
My number 5 is Dalvin Cook, because I believe in him here in Minnesota. Now, you say go for it in drafts, so this one I'm going for, because as a PPR player, I think he has exactly the right elements you're looking for. He's going to get a lot of the running game. He's got really nobody threatening him now. He's going to get used in the pass catching role. We know how good Sam Bradford is at those short little dump off passes. He's very accurate at them. Dalvin Cook will mop those up for fun. I think he's a great little player. I actually think he can get 50 to 60 catches and sprinkle in 800 yards rushing. This guy's starting to get exciting. And I'm so pleased I put him on my rookies to target list. He's a really exciting
that was a good call, actually.
Really exciting.
Go and check that video out if you...
So I want to back him again here in this video, and I really like him here. His ADP sits at, I think it was 50, I think I noted.
And, Golladay on our late round rookie flyers, he's already turning into a player.
Good job.
A lot of people thanking us for that. Yeah. My round 5, because I've gone David Johnson, Ezekiel Elliott, Gronkowski and Fitzgerald, I need another wide receiver, so I've gone Julian Edelman. I've seen a lot of catches
Can't
again.
argue with New England
He's always
player.
Brady's safety blanket.
It's a very good mix to go with that, and Larry Fitzgerald, you wouldn't be going far wrong. And I still think Edelman's going to see his fair share of uptick of catches. You see, sometimes people argue, well, all these players can't do well. Yes, they can. You're going to see later on this year, very soon actually, my number one video for players to target. I mean, I'm not going to give an awful lot away, but what I will say is it features New England heavily, and it wouldn't surprise me if Edelman also is recipient of an uptick. So, very good pick there, Al. Like that too.
Okay, my pick 6. I've gone for Tevin Coleman because to mitigate the risk on Ezekiel Elliott.
Yes.
Just in case, for the first 6 weeks, I can put Tevin Coleman in as my second running back.
I like him.
He's going pick 65.
You know how highly I think of him as well, so that's a good pick.
He's in a high-powered offence.
I didn't go with him, but
going to get lots of catches.
Yeah, I didn't go with him. I actually went with the slight again. You've put your risk early on, and my risk is coming towards the back end of this draft. I think. I mean, I've gone with Theo Riddick because I think Amir Abdullah doesn't stand up under the test of time. I think he falls over for this season. I'm getting a bit worried about him actually. And that means Theo Riddick will be the beneficiary of this. And I think there's some nice PPR uptick there.
Well, this is 4-point PPR. Theo Riddick is tried and tested, one of the best in the league. I can't argue. He would have been my second choice.
Yeah.
But I've just gone for the upside of
Coleman.
Coleman.
I also thought of Tevin Coleman. So it's interesting how we both thought we both gone with running backs. The only reason that put me off Tevin Coleman, the only reason is I still love him. And you know how much I think having him and Devontae Freeman are in standard league scoring a really lovely two to own. The only reason I've kind of slightly moved away from him is the fact that they've given all the contract. They've given a massive contract to Devontae Freeman. He's very young still, Devontae Freeman. He's only 25. Tevin Coleman's only 24. So when you do that, you're kind of committing yourself to that running back. That means Tevin Coleman might see a little bit less work. It's a hunch. May prove out exactly
I think why would they change it? They were so successful.
Well, they were successful last year. I mean, it's a guess at this point, and we are splitting hairs because I would happily own both at this point of this PPR draft.
Well, to further mitigate my risk, in round 7,
yes,
I'm taking Mike Gillisley at pick 75.
Yeah. Actually, I made a mistake because the round before I was talking about Theo Riddick, but actually I took Martavis Bryant. Actually, the round before, I do apologise.
Yeah, I like Martavis Bryant.
And the reason I took him, sorry about this, because Theo Riddick was actually my round here, so I better talk about Martavis Bryant. Apologies, he's picked 67 and Theo Riddick is 74. But the reason I took Martavis Bryant on the round before was simply because I believe in the big play potential. I believe there are a lot more catches than people think for this year. So I won't spoil any further. We're both fans of his. But then I took Theo Riddick, so I do apologise. It's your pick, Al.
Yeah, so I took Mike Gillisley in round 7.
Yeah.
He is... I think he's going to get a lot of work in New England. His pass catcher work is underrated. He can certainly catch it. I mean, you have got James White and you've got Rex Burkhead to worry about.
I still 100% am committed to.
But in round 7,
I love Mike Gillisley for this year. I can't hide my love for him for this year, and I do genuinely believe in him. I know that the New England backfield always scares people, but I'm not as scared of him as many people are, and I will, and I have targeted him in some leagues. I will go after him definitely. If he's there, I'm going to definitely take him.
Well, I'm looking for another running back because of the Zeke.
And he's a great one to have, and he'll get a lot of work.
I'm happy to put Coleman and Gillisley in. Whoever looks the best matchup each week.
So now
with David Johnson.
What round are we at this point? 9.
So we're on round 8.
8.
Do you want to give me a round 8?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Mine is Tyrell Williams. So I've got Larry Fitzgerald and Julian Edelman on my team. I'm now going to add Tyrell Williams. He's going far too late at pick 93.
Yeah. I took the guy before him, actually. I took Devontae Parker. Now, I'm not a huge fan of Parker's, but I just think that with Miami's disastrous...
In standard, I wouldn't mind Parker, because I think he'll catch it.
Well, I was just thinking for this pick, because I've got Martavis Bryant, I've got Larry Fitz, I've got Brandon Cooks. He's really my 4th player. And I was just thinking of wide receiver, and I was just thinking outside the box that, Jay Cutler and the kind of throws he likes to make...
on the floor?
Well, probably at Devontae Parker's feet. But there's more. I kind of think there might be... We don't know what's going to happen to Jarvis Landry, and I was just thinking maybe Parker gets a lot more targets this year. It's a gamble, but it's an interesting one. He's not my favourite player, but I quite liked his value there.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from with that. So who have you got at round 9?
Round 9 was Mike Wallace. Again, to mitigate the Parker risk for me. I didn't take a quarterback in this list. I felt I could get one later, if I'm being honest. I took Mike Wallace, and the reason was if Parker does end up being a bust, I can feel fairly secure that Mike Wallace will get a lot of work there in Baltimore and should do very well out of it. There is some risk because Jerry Macklin will be the number 1, but I think Mike Wallace is the 2 quite clearly. And I do like his steady upside for me. I mean, he's not going to get you more than sort of 75, 80 passes.
He's definitely going at a bargain price.
But he's a bargain price, though.
I actually did go for quarterbacks. I wanted to complete my team. I went for Derek Carr at 102. I like Derek Carr. He's a gunslinger. He throws a lot. I
can't argue it. It's a logical, clever pick.
They're going to be very wary of Marshawn Lynch as well. So, they're going to have to at least fill the box a little bit. So... gives you more opportunities.
I can't knock that. I think it's excellent value. Okay, who was your final pick then?
Because I went for a quarterback that round, I've gone for another wide receiver. Richard Matthews at 117.
Yeah, that makes sense. I went, and I like the value. Again, the value there is perfect at 117. I went with Robert Kelly, the very final pick I could make in this round at 120. I mean, how can I turn down a 3-down back?
I don't know if he is a free, but I don't know. Does he
he's underestimated in his catching ability. I mean, think of it this way: he's 120. My running backs are David Johnson. I've got Dalvin Cook and Theo Riddick, and he's my 4th. I mean, could I turn him down? And there's another reason for me taking him, really, in a PPR if I'm in a 12-man league. It stops other people having him. And that's another thing that can prove very valuable later in your team, particularly when they lose a player and you've got one that you can trade. So I'm looking at him as a potential running back flex play. I hope to not need, but you never know. But equally, I could trade him out if other teams are struggling. So he has some value. So that's how I was looking at it.
Okay, so the team I'd have had going into the playoffs, all being well and they're all fit. Derek Carr, quarterback.
Yeah.
David Johnson and Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah.
Then 2 or 3 out of Fitzgerald, Edelman, Tyrell Williams, Richard Matthews.
Yeah.
And then in the flex, you can obviously have Tevin Coleman, Mike Gillespie, or one of those wide receivers. And then Gronk at tight end. So I think I'd have a pretty strong team. Going into the playoffs.
Yeah, that looks really, really good. Mine is not too dissimilar top end. I've got David Johnson, Rob Gronkowski, Brandon Cooks, Larry Fitzgerald and Dalvin Cook. I then back it up with Martavius Bryant, Theo Riddick, Devontae Parker, Mike Wallace and Robert Kelly to finish off the team. And my quarterback would come in the next round. And it just depends who's the best available at that point.
Blade Balls is your quarterback.
I hope not.
You can't wait for him.
I think there's enough out there to make
Jay
that.
Cutler? You want him?
No, I think there's still better out there still.
Okay, well, which team did you prefer? It just gives you an idea of, would you want to take the risk on Ezekiel Elliott? Are you all in? Or do you want to make sure you make the playoffs? Which one would you rather? It depends if you're a gambler or a risk taker, or whether you want to just make sure you make them playoffs and then try and kick on from there.
It's a fascinating way of looking at it, and it's been very interesting. I think there's some great PPR targets out there.
Okay, if you've liked the video, please smack
the subscribe, like, comment, and share, please.
Yeah, we love to hear your comments, so let Sean have it. I mean, let us know what you think. Okay, thanks very much for watching.